What do we have for Aquarius, please? Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. That is your energy at the foundation of the reading. Aqua, I've been getting downloads for you since early this morning. There's this overwhelming sense of you coming out of the shadows. It's an energy of you really starting to believe in yourself. It's an energy of you harnessing your highest self-worth as a means to step into your power, the whole reason why you're here, your purpose. A lot of you have been doing karmic clearing for several years now, and this is all starting to come to a close, astrologically speaking. So right now you're feeling more called than ever to step into your own social standing and break out of any sort of mindsets that told you you couldn't do something, or you were the oddball, or there's specific reasons why you weren't able to attain this or that. But whatever the case here, Aqua, the main focus is you finding where you belong in the world, and this is not something that you're willing to put off any longer. You're about to step into your allocated position in this universe and get to work inside that space that has always been reserved just for you. Queen of Swords is showing me an energy of you not allowing anything in your environment, person, place, thing, behavioral pattern, mindset to hold you back from pulling this off. It's an energy of you being able to organize your mental faculties in a way that you've never been able to do. It's like everything has just crystallized. Everything finally makes sense, Aqua. And a lot of this has to do with where we are in the world. So much truth has been exposed surrounding illusions and lies that we've all been living in. We're starting to see that the world is actually much more magical than we even thought it was. A lot's been hidden from us, Aqua. The reason why a lot of us are actually here and what we're supposed to be doing here has been hidden from us. And you being one of those people. And for you Aquas who are already functioning inside this energy of purpose, what you're going to begin to find is another door that leads you somewhere else, soaring to an even greater height, depending on how that shows up for you. What do we have at the sacral, please? Wow, the world. So I was just talking about how there's cycles that are ending in your life, and this is exactly what this world card is representing. And as these cycles are closing out, you're starting to feel much more optimistic, balanced sacral energy there. And you have this renewed sense of passion. Well, it's a passion that I don't think you've ever had before regarding these specific things that you're going to start charging towards now. I'm picking up on a lot of creativity and accomplishment coming from your energy, Aqua. You know, the sense of accomplishment can really hit you when everything starts to crystallize, like I just mentioned, right? You start to see your way forward. You're like, oh my God, I get it. And that leaves you with a sense of feeling whole. It's like in this moment, you feel that you've completed some sort of cycle in your life and you're ready to step into the new timeline. Being able to see your way forward, Aqua, is a victory all in and of itself. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius energy with this world. So both of these cards represent your energy right here on this table, Aqua. The obstacles have been cleared out of your way. There's no more delays. You've learned all the lessons you've needed to learn to be able to unlock what's been hidden from you, what's been right in front of you this entire time. I just heard that the reason why you can see this now and you weren't able to see it before is because of the Earth's vibration. You know, you always hear about people talking about us shifting into 5D, right? And there's so many different ways that people explain what exactly this is or how you may feel this energy in your own life. But I feel for the sake of this reading, Aqua, to explain the energy I'm picking up for you, it's just a higher level of thinking. You just see things from a wider scope. It's like zooming out on your life and looking down like you're not even you from the eyes of the universe. You just see things in a way that you haven't seen them before. Perspective is really what I'm trying to say here, Aqua. You finally have perspective, and this perspective has hit you in a way that it never has before, which is allowing you to make this shift into this new timeline. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Oh, wow. The Hierophant, Taurus energy at the solar plexus. This really speaks on what I was just mentioning about seeing things from this higher perspective, which is allowing you to move forward here, Aqua. You know, Hierophant is an energy of your belief systems. And I feel that this is what's shifting inside the Aquarius collective. Your belief in yourself and how you show up in the world is what is allowing you to make these changes in your life. A lot of you have been running, let's say, this outdated software. This software tells you who you are and what you should be doing. And for most of you, this software was not installed by you. Let's just put it that way. This can be behavioral patterns and projections that you picked up in childhood. A lot of it could have to do with childhood wounding. But whatever it is, and whatever you may have gone through over the course of your life up until this point, what you do know is it doesn't work for you anymore. And a lot of you have been allowing this outdated software to run to appease others. It almost makes you feel sick to think that you ever allowed this, right? I think back over my life before I awakened to my own truth. My whole life was spent appeasing others. It didn't get me anywhere. In fact, it just drove me further and further into the shadows until I got to the point where I didn't even recognize myself anymore. I had no idea who I was anymore and what I had become. I was so outrageously disgusted that I had allowed myself to become the subject of such deep and disturbing manipulation that I begged to God for a way out, and He showed me. But looking back now, I often find myself thinking, what if I wouldn't have had the realization? What if I wouldn't have woken up to that and just stayed asleep, so to speak, running that old programming of the person that other people expected me to be? I simply wouldn't even be here right now. This is exactly what I'm picking up for you, Aqua. A lot of you are going to be known as the person who was hiding in plain sight, that came out of absolutely nowhere and lit the world on fire with your genius, however that may be showing up for you. And you know, this morning, when I started receiving downloads for your reading, Aqua, I was listening to music. I was listening to an album by George Harrison, who was the guitar player for the Beatles. And I always try to pay attention to everything that's going on in my environment, the hours leading up to the reading that I'm about to do. So I found myself listening to All Things Must Pass, which is a solo album by George Harrison. And just out of nowhere, I needed to hear this record. I just started singing some of the songs in my head. So I put it on, and then I started thinking about how the music may relate to all of you, and then everything just started to make sense. For those of you younger Aquariuses that are listening to this reading, George Harrison was the Beatle who was considered the quiet one. He was basically in John Lennon and Paul McCartney's shadow. He barely got his ideas in on the records, but when the Beatles broke up, George Harrison released what is considered to be the greatest Beatles solo record ever made, and that's All Things Must Pass. It's a phenomenal masterpiece of an album, complete genius, and it's one of these albums that came out in the early 70s. I think it's like 70 or 72, around the 72. But if it came out today, it would be the biggest record in the world. So I decided to look up George Harrison's birth chart, and sure enough, he has Mercury in Aquarius, and it just all really started to make sense to me because this placement is the mad scientist energy placement. People with Mercury and Aquarius are in constant pursuit of inspiration and originality. They're always pushing the limits of acceptability and tradition, right? Doing things the way other people have always done them is just not something that they can get down with. And this is exactly what I'm picking up for you, Aqua, because I feel like you've really been just taking your time. You've been incredibly patient with something. So much so that you got to the point that I feel that a lot of you didn't even think that it could happen for you. But right now, it's like the divine is waking you all up, re-engaging you with whatever this is, this true heart's desire, this energy of purpose that I'm feeling for all of you. And when this comes out, this is truly going to be something that puts all of you on the map. It can be something that is huge, or it could be something that is smaller, but whatever it is, it has an impact, it has an influence, whether it's on one person or a whole collective of people. When you look at things from this universal perspective, it's all essentially the same, because the universe just sees each one of us as a cog on the wheel, right? We're a part of the mechanics that works in tandem to keep the wheel turning around. So rather than focus on the magnitude of this particular manifestation, just focus on bringing the manifestation to fruition. And this is something that I've also found very useful in my own life. Don't measure the success on something you're doing by how many ears that may hear it, but rather the right ears hearing what it is you have to say. Because at the end of the day, Aqua, it comes down to impact and influence. I believe that each one of us is here to help lift up the next person, and so on and so on. This is why I tell people who launch social media platforms, YouTube channels, don't worry about all the subscribers. Just be happy that one or two people was impacted by what you're doing. And when you become comfortable inside of that space, things just have a way of developing organically. Like the universe just wants to give you more because you're so grateful for what's been given to you thus far. What do we have at the heart, please? 7 of Wands, Leo energy at the heart. This goes along with everything that I'm saying here, Aqua. This is you finally standing up for yourself, fighting against some sort of social norm, right? This could be a standard that your family, friends, coworkers, romantic partners, take it as it fits, came up against you with. It's like an energy where people are always constantly trying to discourage you, so you don't go in a specific direction. But what you found is the more you don't actually go after this true heart's desire, the more you have a tendency to feel disconnected from who you really are, right? Like I was saying, it's like you don't even know yourself anymore. That's a sign from the universe that you've been taken off your path by something in your environment. Pay attention to how you feel when you're around specific people, Aqua. There's a certain magic that will start to surround your life when you're in what I like to call your allocated position, right? See, in my mind, there's this plan for all of us. It's like everything has been predetermined. And we come down into this life cycle, and all the events and situations that we engage with on a daily basis have a way of trying to rewrite the plan for us, right? It's almost like it knows where we're supposed to be going and tries to distract us. See, God sends us down here with a plan, down here being like we're behind enemy lines, right? The earth can be seen as the devil's playground. We have to come down here to help uplift the collective, keep the vibration balanced, help wake up other individuals so they step into their purpose and fulfill their destiny. So there's all these obstacles we have to overcome. But once you overcome that and you manage to get back on path, like I was saying, there's a certain magic that starts to surround you that has a way of validating that you're in the right space, you're where you're supposed to be. So all of these things that come onto our path until we get into that space are almost like roadblocks, trying to wake us up to the fact that we're not where we're supposed to be. So you need to pay attention to all this. And more than ever, Aqua, all of us are hypersensitive to this right now because of the astrology, because of the shifting that's taken place on the earth. Your energetic awareness of your environment has been fully calibrated in order to help navigate you back to your path. So pay attention to all of this right now. 7 of Wands at the heart. You're taking a stand for yourself, Aqua. A lot of people are not going to like this, but it's too bad. King of Pentacles. But it's going to be right in their faces. Like I said, people are going to see what you've been holding back all this time. A lot of these people are going to be in deep regret for the way they treated you. A lot of these people are going to regret the fact that they didn't see this genius in you sooner, A lot of these people are going to be reevaluating their own lives. These are people that ruled you out. They didn't expect anything special to come from you, or they didn't expect any more to come from you. It just really depends on how you're showing up on this timeline and how far you've progressed in your life up until this point. But this is big energy here. World, Hierophant, King of Pentacles. The universe has been preparing you for something phenomenal here. What I'm looking at on this table is someone who's had to fight to get to their allocated position in the universe. And then it's like as soon as you touch base, the resistance falls away. It's like there's this energetic shockwave that allows people to see you for who you truly are. It's like the cloak has been taken off of you. The divine exposes you for the individual, the talents, the genius that you've been hiding in plain sight this entire time. And it's right there at the throat. This is like talk of the town kind of energy. People from your childhood talking about you and what you're accomplishing now. 5 of Cups. Wow. Unbelievable. And Justice, Libra at the crown. So here they are. I can't believe I didn't see all that genius that Aqua's been hiding this entire time. Boy, do I feel like a nincompoop. These are also people that were too focused on the quantity over the quality of the individuals in their lives. We've all known people like this. It can also have to do with things material in nature. Picking up on some Aquariuses who have gone through an extreme amount of ridicule, finger pointing, and gossip for things that you may have lacked, whether it be financial, material, whatever it is. But you always had this special genius inside of you. There was always something different about you. The reason why these people are feeling so disappointed by their behavior towards you now is because they're starting to realize that what you had was more valuable than any of these things that they put you down for, which is what is causing them to reevaluate their behavior towards you and probably many others. And unfortunately, this is the world we live in. But this is how the divine works. This is how the divine wakes people up. They send people like you, who hold this special light inside of you, into these groups of people, whether they're family dynamics, friends groups, could be even career-related. You get sent into these circles to test people, see how people are going to react, and treat you based on what you do and don't bring to the table, as opposed to the recognition of spirit and light in somebody. Just that example alone really speaks about what I was saying about this being the devil's playground. See, the devil has created this material world, which is interesting because one of the George Harrison records I was listening to is called Living in the Material World, so another parallel. But what I was going to say was the devil creates this material environment so we're distracted from seeing the light and the soul in an individual. I just heard, be careful how you treat people because you never know who you may be dealing with. I always think about that when I see homeless people, right? A lot of the times I see homeless people as being strategically placed inside this matrix we're living in to test people, like they've been placed there strategically by the divine. This Justice, Libra energy at the crown, closes out this top row perfectly because this is everything now shifting in your favor. The cloak's been removed and the scales are tipping. People are starting to realize now that they were being judged this entire time. The divine was always watching. And you can always tell the cowards from the people that are truly sorry. Because the cowards, even though they know they've done you wrong, will never come forward and take accountability for their treatment towards you. But the people that are truly sorry will. But in your case here, Aqua, there's just not going to be a whole lot of people that come forward. Because I feel that what they may have done was too extreme, or where you're going is a level where they may not even be able to contact you anymore or touch you. And this is the way it's supposed to be, because a lot of these people, it's going to be family for most of you, friends. They've had plenty of opportunities to right their wrongs. They've had plenty of time, is what I'm hearing. So if they came in now, it would be so obvious that they just want to be a part of this new life cycle you're stepping into. But in saying that, Aqua, they couldn't go with you even if you wanted them to. It's not how this works. It's not for them, it's for you. What do we have at the foundation, please? Oh, wow. Nine of Pentacles, Virgo energy, Amdusius. Further speaking on everything I just said, this is an energy of being taken advantage of. People creating setbacks on your path. And now here they are. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that Aquarius was this genius this entire time. For some of you, this is apparent. Other people asking them, like, don't you speak to Aquarius anymore? What happened there? What happened to your relationship? They're very successful now, blah, blah, blah. And this person's like, it's like they don't know what to say. I feel like this person was always talking about you behind your back. Oh, they'll never amount to anything. Just this sort of talk. But I feel like this person does this to everybody. Could be a low vibrational Virgo. Doesn't have to be. That's just what I'm picking up here. Somebody who thinks they know everything about everybody and what everybody should be doing, but hasn't accomplished a single thing in their entire life other than the foul words that they speak on other people. This Nine of Pentacles is pulling on this Queen of Swords, but as a negative polarity, which is just somebody who's very mean, very cold. Also somebody that's very dishonest. So I feel like this person made up lies about you. I just heard trying to garner sympathy from other people. Narcissistic vibes. Oh, wow. Eight of Swords, Gemini energy, folklore at the sacral. This is an energy of restriction, mental imprisonment. This individual or individuals put up a lot of roadblocks in your life, a lot of restrictions, made you feel very isolated, boxed in. This is the cycle that's closed out. This is what you're breaking free from now. But what you'll start to realize, Aqua, is that you actually had to run the cycle exactly like this. See, even though the divine makes out a predestined plan for you, and when you incarnate into this life cycle, the devil constructs this material environment to keep us from that path, the divine has this hidden backup plan that was written at the same time that has all of this detailed in a meticulous fashion. It's like you close out this cycle and God smiles at you and was like, yeah, I knew it was going to go down like that. I just had to keep that side of the story hidden. But we always knew that you would be faced with these struggles. So we made sure that when you came out the other side, you came out with a whole treasure trove of wisdom, which is now what you're going to use to catapult yourself into this success. You know, a basic example of this is you having gone through some sort of narcissistic abuse with a parent, and now you writing a book about it and having a bestseller. Take it as it fits for you. There's so many different ways this can show up. But you're taking the struggles you've gone through in your life and you're giving it back to the collective, crafted into something that can heal and uplift. And that, my friends, is how you trick the devil at his own game. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Five of Swords, Aquarius, that is your energy, Sabnuk at the solar plexus. Further reiterating everything we're saying here, Five of Swords, this is an energy of you ending these unhealthy relationships with these individuals in your life, rewriting this belief that you have within self, installing the new software, so to speak, and stepping into your power and not looking back. The best thing you can do for any people that have created this sort of restriction in your life is to keep pushing forward. All you can do at this point is be an example that they hopefully can learn a thing or two from. All you can do is drop a few breadcrumbs, Aqua, and hope that they pick them up. Outside of that, you would run the risk of unraveling everything that you've done to get to this point, and it's just not worth it. Not to mention, you'd be going against the divine will of your path, although you have free will. But I highly suggest you just keep it pushing, because at this point, you have way too much to lose. What do we have at the heart, please? Too many cards. Actually, we're going to take this one. What is that? Oh, perfect. Wow. Eight of Wands, Sag energy, slavery. So this Eight of Wands here is an energy of delays. So exactly everything I just said, right? You go back and this is what happens. You get hit with these delays. It's an energy of all of your efforts to get to where you are being completely wasted. And you realizing that you took a massive misstep and made an error in judgment by going back to these cycles. And I'm also getting energy here that once you go back, it's not so easy to go back again to everything that you've just sacrificed. It's like the window of opportunity is gone, right? And, that's what astrology is in my mind. It's windows of opportunity. It tells us the best times to make specific moves in our life. And then sometimes we all have these massive windows that open up for us, these portals that we're all supposed to go through collectively. This is what I'm getting here for all of you. So to go back and then expect to be able to go back again, it just doesn't work like that. It's like you have to wait again for the cycles to come back around. And based off of what I've been picking up here and what I've also been hearing inside the Aquarius collective is that the cycles that a lot of you are closing out now are upwards of 15 years. And then we have Irithel, Aries, Leo, Sag energy, propagation of light, which is the Page of Wands. And as this leads us into the outcome, this is representing this thing, this project, this idea, whatever it is, right there at the heart. It's like you've had to fight Seven of Wands to get here. And now it's like you have the wind beneath your wings, right? You're feeling lighter. There's nothing holding you back now. I just heard you've hit the ground running. Very enthusiastic, very passionate and creative energy coming from you, Aqua. What do we have at the throat? Four of Wands, Aries energy at the throat. Mahasya, God the Savior. Rectification, helps one live in peace with everyone. So this is a very celebratory energy. It's an energy of harmony, and it's right underneath this King of Pentacles. I'm just picking up on this energy, Aqua, where everything that has been kept from you, all of the things that seemed unattainable, you now having access to and being able to easily manifest into your life. Take it as it fits, but for some of you, there's an energy of marriage here, some sort of partnership. Some of you are going to build a whole new family that's away from these other people. It's like you're breaking a branch off your family tree and going and planting it somewhere else. Chain breaker energy. That's really what a black sheep is, right? Somebody who breaks a branch off and they go and plant that sucker somewhere else, right? Start a whole new family lineage on their own. What do we have at the third eye, please? Oh. Breaking that branch off and going and planting it somewhere else is exactly right. The Fool, Vehuia, the exalting God, will and new beginnings, assists with difficult and great undertakings. I just heard under divine guidance, Aqua. There's a whole new beginning here. This is you really sacrificing the old for the new, Aqua, and not looking back. This really is a spiritual birth. And there's so much emphasis around some sort of great work, something you have, something you're gonna do. There's so much creative potential that I'm picking up on in this reading. And this energy of you planting this seed and everything just flourishing, right? It's like this King of Pentacles. This is like you in the future, right? And look, right here in the middle of all this, here they are. It's almost like maybe that's you over there in your castle, and here they are. They have to stay on this side of the bridge, right? They're too much of a coward to walk across and ask for your forgiveness. They know you'll see right through them. What do we have at the crown to close out for Aqua, please? Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces to close out the reading. We began on the Queen of Swords. We end on the Queen of Cups. Fahalia, God the Redeemer. Redemption, serves against enemies of religion, governs chastity. Aqua, I'm picking up on this very dreamy, very intuitive, imaginative energy coming from all of you. There's also this energy surrounding how you've been affected by the surrounding influences that were in your life and how you are perceived as somebody who was hidden in the shadows. You were invisible. And now, as a result of your success, you are deemed by others to be a revealer of truth, a revealer to the true nature of the people that came on your path and purposely tried to hold you back. People are starting to see you as somebody who's very attuned to your higher self, this high priest or priestess, god or goddess kind of energy. And people are worried, Aqua, of what may become of them now because of the anointing that God has placed over your life. You were walking, talking judgment in these people's lives, and they didn't even know it. And now they're consumed with the thoughts of all the struggles that they intentionally placed on your path, merely so they can point and laugh and create distractions so they wouldn't have to face themselves in the mirror and do their own healing. Aqua, this is a phenomenal energy. So congratulations. This is the energy I have available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Aqua. Take care.